How's it going, guys? My name is Fred and welcome back to Scrap Mechanics. And today we're doing something slightly different. We're just going to be building one thing, and it's going to be slightly more of like a montagey building episode, a bit less of me. So anyway, one of you guys suggested that I try and make a Ferris wheel, or I don't know if you guys call it a big wheel or fairground wheel or whatever the hell you call it. A big spinny thing with seats on it, and then you get in and you go around and you get off. One of those should be cool. It shouldn't actually be too difficult to build. We basically just need one bearing right in the middle to spin it, but it should look really cool. I've made a sort of initial design for one of the cars. This is what I'm hoping each of the cars will look like, and as you can see, it's got doors on the front and a sensor. So what I'm hoping is when they get down to the bottom, there'll be a little thing that makes the sensor turn on. If I disconnect the lift here, they'll do this and it'll turn the sensor on, and the doors will open automatically when it's at the bottom. And then when it starts to move away, it will obviously move away from the wall, and it will just close the doors again, and you'll go around nice and safe. So, I'm planning to have 8 of these things, obviously on a giant wheel thing, suspended in the air, spinning around. Should be good. Let's get going. Okay guys, so as you can see, the point we're up to, I've made this blue thing, which is sort of the support structure at the back of the Ferris wheel. I'm now working on making the wheel. You may have seen I was having some trouble getting it to stay in the place I wanted it, so I've just connected a controller to the bearing, which is right up there, which basically means I can just go in here and say which angle I want it to rotate to do, and then it should hold it in place while I build. Okay, so you can see, I've made this sort of weird W-shaped thing here. I was basically trying to make it as circular as possible, so that these yellow and black blocks here are at almost the same height as the ones which are sort of like at the ends of these long straight bits. So basically I was trying to get all these yellow and black blocks be exactly this height, so all the cars will be hanging at the same height when they reach the very bottom of the wheel. So, wheel complete. All we have to do now is make 8 of these attached to this. Okay, basically we're just having some trouble in that this thing is so damn heavy, and it was lopsided, the weight, so it was having trouble spinning it. So basically we need to make the cars in alternating sides. So we go from this one, then we have to build this one, and I guess this one, go around like that, so it doesn't get too heavy on one side. We should still be able to spin it. Okay, so we got all 8 of our little cars on the Ferris wheel. It should mean it should be balanced now, so it shouldn't be too hard to spin it round. You'll notice though, they don't look exactly like my model car here, well, A, they don't have this this curved bit at the top, just because I had to make them a little bit shorter, and also this one is symmetrical down the middle here, but these ones are an odd number of blocks wide, just because you can only have one pivot. So the one pivot in the middle, then there's an even number of blocks on either side. So we need to build this little barrier around the side of all the cars, so you can't fall out, obviously. Safety first. So that's made using, I'm pretty sure it's called duct holder. Yeah, this stuff. Get some of this stuff. And then also, on one of the sides, the side facing outwards, I want to make this little door, which, when the sensor is activated, opens up so you can get inside. Cabin, basket, car? What do you call them? Everything now has a fence around it. It has a little door and a little sensor which opens the door when it senses something. So now all we basically need to do is build something for the sensor to sense. So if we have a little wall just about here somewhere, which the doors can't hit because it'd be bad if they smacked into it and like broke themselves. Just a little wall roughly this far away from the car thing, so when they get down to the bottom, the doors open. And it can double as stairs to help get into the thing. Yeah, that should be all good. So I've got this little platform here. There's a bit of a gap between this and the car, but this car not so much, but the other cars, the ones which are on a diagonal, if you know what I mean, they come down slightly lower. So if we had this wood extending outwards, the doors would actually hit it. So we can't do that. But anyway, we've got this thing here. It's just a small jump into your car of choice. It's not too bad. It's not too unsafe. You can get into the seats from this distance anyway, so it's not a problem. So we got that. We got the system. The doors open automatically. Everything is all built. Now all we need to do is set this thing to run continuously. So if we just go to this controller here, set it to go around 360, probably the slowest speed is good, and then set it on a loop. Oh, and we might want to turn it on, actually. Turning it on would be good. It's all good. Little button there. Connect it to this. And now, the grand opening of Vader's Ferris Wheel. Oh, that's pretty good. That's actually faster than I was expecting. You have to be swift to get into it anyway. Let's hop into one of these cars. Look at that. Once we get up a little bit, the doors should close, nice and safe, and we can now enjoy a scenic route view, a scenic ride through this world, which actually has nothing to look at. But anyway, the Ferris wheel itself is cool, and that's what matters. So, we got our Ferris wheel, a lovely ride for two around the skies of Scrap Mechanic. Actually, it works really well. I was expecting it to run really slowly because it's huge, and it has quite a few bearings. It's got 9 bearings. It's not too many, but anyway, it works really well, and it's not too hard to build. It's obviously quite large, but once you know what you're doing, it just takes a little while. It took me about an hour, but that's not too bad. Well, what the hell? Oh, okay. I was about to do a backflip then, because the game can only like figure out the physics for I think 4 or 5 bearings at once. So some of the cars, it forgets what they're doing and they sort of start doing backflips and stuff. But it's okay. It's okay. So there we go. A Ferris wheel in Scrap Mechanic. It's a lovely, romantic ride for two. If I had any friends. But anyway, this has been Ferris Wheel. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any more suggestions like this, if you have any like big stuff that we can just do a whole episode dedicated to one thing, let me know, or little things, whatever, it's all good. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I've been Vader, and I'll see you guys later.